We go again on a bright Tuesday morning. Match day 7, match number 19. Two teams in the back of defeat would be squared up once again. It's Diamond Harbour Football Club up against NorthEast United FC. It's number 3 versus number 5 on the points table. And both teams have managed to win a single game in the national group stage, but they've got all to play for. Jamshedpur FC leading this Group A with 3 wins in 3 games they've played so far. And Kickstart following them with 6 points from the 3 games they have featured in. Diamond Harbour FC find themselves at the 3rd spot in the points table. East Bengal 4th, NorthEast United FC 5, and FC Goa 6. Sides win, a big win from here will take them into that qualification zone for the next round. For that to happen, there has to be some sort of performance that has to be showcased this morning. Have struggled to score goals in the 3 games they've featured in. Diamond Harbour managing only 3 in the 3 games. They've conceded 5. On the flip side, NorthEast as well have only scored 3 goals and conceded 6 in the process. All eyes will be on the likes of Baka, Shimram, Benjamin, William for NorthEast United. For Diamond Harbour, we'll have to wait and see what team they feel for this clash.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंग तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय गाथा जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Pretty determined faces there, looking to make an impact straight away. Diamond Harbour started this group stage with a defeat against FC Goa. Victory coming in against East Bengal, and KFC completely annihilated them in the last fixture, losing that game by 3-0. NorthEast United FC losing out the first game to Kickstart. And that was followed by a win against FC Goa. And then in the last game, Jamshedpur FC, it was a one-sided show right throughout the 90 minutes. Did manage to get a couple of goals back through Danny Methi. And all eyes will be on the number 34 for NorthEast United, who's been in some form right throughout this campaign. The refereeing contingent still waiting for the captains to arrive in the centre. Sahil Prakash would be leading the match officials for this game. Murray Muthu Pillai and Atul Sudham More would be his assistants. Rushikesh Rangarao Misale is the 4th official for this fixture. The 2 captains in the middle, ready for the Highlanders and for Diamond Harbour FC. It's William. Benjamin, Akash, William will have to combine and take this team forward. William has chosen the side, and they'll have to quickly Swap out, and this is how Diamond Harbour start this game. Rajan Beer Singh, Benjamin Akash Hemram, Shubhadeep Ghosh, William Jeremy, Joel Turu, Ashwin Kumar, Harit Hazra in between the sticks, Munando Singh and Amosa will play in the midfield. And those starting out as subs, Rabi Murmu, Kaushik, Aman Sahni, Kipjan, Mohammad Kaif, Crespo, Shubham, Uttam Hansda, and Haukip. Abhishek Das is the coach of this side from Kolkata. For the Highlanders, Roshan Chetri, Zidane Singh, Toy Singh, Gunleba, Mukul Panwar, Mohammad Ashraf, Hanshing, Danny Mehti, Arman Tamang, Freddy, Peki Oram. And those starting out on the bench as subs Aditya, Muhammad, Ningtho Komjam, Robin Chetri, Ralte, Shaikom Toiba Singh, Shijil, Mate, and Deviraj Thakkar, who will be the goalkeeper who starts out as a sub. Northeast United in their whites, Diamond Harbour FC in their all blue. Struggle for form, struggle to score goals, and that is something they'll have to keep out of their system before the game gets underway here. Those of you who are tuning in, this is match number 19, the national group stage of the RFDL. Getting to the business end of the competition. Off we go here at the Reliance Corporate Park. Diamond Harbour in blue going from right to left on your screens. They would want to make sure they start this game on a bright note. An early cross. Positive start is definitely going to have an impact, a significant impact rather. Struggled to keep the ball moving. We've played some quality opponents right throughout, especially the likes of Jamshedpur. Conceded 5 times. Arman Tamang has managed 1 clean sheet in the national group stage. To add to 2 more he managed in the phases before this one. And trying to drive it forward. Takes it, turns, Beki Oram. There's wholesale changes for Diamond Harbour in this fixture. For Northeast United, there have been a couple. Toy Singh gets into the 11, and so is Beki Oram. And out goes Aditya Kaloli and Rohan Singh. So 2 forwards have been taken out. A forward and a midfielder has been slotted into the 11. Just the kind of a change they would probably be looking for. Tucks it on the right, takes a strike and goes wide of the target. Going to be a goal kick. And Toy Singh on the ball straight away. And wants to make that instant impact. Has been trusted with the start in this fixture, an all-important one. Desperate to get those 3 points and get themselves some momentum. They've only got 1 game after this. Northeast play East Bengal and Diamond Harbour play Jamshedpur. And that's not going to be easy fixtures by any stretch of imagination. Jamshedpur has been 100% record for them. The team in full form, riding high on confidence, looking to go all the way through. Here's Diamond Harbour. Still going pretty strong. Here's Benjamin.
Benjamin! Pass it faster!
Just knocks it out for throw-in. and goes sideways. Goes back to Mukul Panwar. He's playing in the back line in this game. Nicely pushed ball forward towards it. Here's NorthEast. Plays it towards Toy. Who gets to the end of it. Slides to get the ball. Rajanbir. And what more? A diagonal pass towards the other side. And trying for an early release towards the left and find Hang Singh. Has made that area a bit of his own. Hang Singh has operated more from the left channel. For them to have some sort of momentum early on in the contest, try and get the likes of Danny, Freddie on the ball in the middle of the park, and those two can be absolutely marvelous if they are provided some width and space. Scored two absolute blinders in the last game, Danny Methi. We've got some changes done to the starting 11.
Come on, Bella!
There's Toy. Ashraf is slotted wide on the right side. Starts more from the central areas. Played inside the box, and looks like he was flagged offside there. The whistle and the flag goes up straight away. The most important part from NorthEast United perspective is to try and for Armang to try and keep that confidence high. It's not easy conceding 5 goals and coming back in a couple of days' time. Try and get your feet back. Benjamin. Brilliantly done.
Try to listen to me. Pass the ball.
Ashraf. William.
Be careful.
And Zidane Singh sees it out. Trying to cut down on the passing options there. NorthEast United. There's a press in that corner from the boys in white. Then doubling up on the numbers. Here's Danny, who's dropped in deep. Goes sideways to find Bekioram. Plays a delightful ball towards the left side. The keeper was off his line. And that just allows a bit of time and space for them to try and restructure. There's Arith Hazra. Started with the back three. Zidane. A pinpointed ball towards Toy Singh. Trying to dribble past Jeremy. There's Jeremy. He's got the ball back. Lofts it forward. Strong physical presence there from Ashraf. Gets it towards Tanwar. Mukul Panwar, beg your pardon, finds Zidane. Back with Mukul. Still a high press from Diamond Harbour. Freddie has kept the ball in. Here's Freddie. Here's NorthEast United. It's opened up nicely again. They find Toy Singh. Kane operating from that right channel. Takes a touch, shoots. In a block. Freddie. Trying to feed that into those open spaces. There was an overlapping run coming in from wide on the left, but the ball escapes and goes out for a throw-in. So 9 minutes into the first half. Deadlock yet to be broken. Both teams desperate to register their second win of the national group stage. Here's Ashraf. He's had all the starts in this phase of the competition. He's been stationed in the middle of the park to try and get that distribution going. It hasn't been the happiest of phases for NorthEast. In comes the cross, and again seen out. Hasn't died down yet. And a very timely block. Kunleba has been a force from the left channel. Scored in the game against FC Goa. It was courtesy his goal. Managed to get those 3 points. It's a good first take, but the man is rightly positioned to clear it off. Kunleba. Here's Mukul. Carrying the ball, pushing it down the line. And again, no space to turn. And Diamond Harbour, can they try and be quick on the transition? Again, lofted forward. Nothing tangible coming out. We'll have to try and get Akash, Benjamin, William as much as possible on the ball. He's made some decent runs. Thoy Singh getting a start ahead of Aditya Kaloli in this game. A lot is expected out of him, because Aditya hasn't had the kind of impact he would have wanted in the last couple of fixtures. Has gone goalless in all the 3 games he has started. Here's Mukul. Trying to pick out a pass to Wes at the far right. Again draws in a clearance from a blue shirt. Trying to help it on its way over Freddie. And there comes a free kick. Ashwin Kumar, one of the trusted faces in the back line of Diamond Harbour. He's got himself into a much advancing position even before the ball was played. Again trying to take on Jeremy. Here goes Thoy Singh. And just puts it out. Jeremy against Thoybi. That is going to be some competition right throughout these 90 minutes. Again chipped forward inside. And 2v1 in the penalty area. Roshan Chetri. Is it done? Freddie dropped in deep this time. He's trying to be that link between those playing up the pitch and the back line. He spreads it towards Ashraf. Ashraf trying to go all by himself. Takes a shot from outside the box, and the angle was always going wide from there on. More of a hit and hope. The good thing from NorthEast United's perspective is they have enjoyed more of the ball in the first quarter. Diamond Harbour have found it difficult to get it away from them and try and build something of their own. As Danny usually operates from the center. He's taking his position wide on the left. Pinged forward towards Ashraf. And again, timely interference. Roshan. Here's Diamond Harbour. Again nicked off. Is he onside? And the flag goes up, was starting from an offside position there. Stokely got robbed off the ball. You've got a lot of touches in the opponent's attacking third. But at times it's all about what you make of the ball. In the final third is what makes the difference. Becky gets Gunleba, has got Toiba, goes over him. Clearly not happy there. You can hear the sounds of anguish coming in from the touchline. Gunleba, the man trying to feed Toibi Singh. You can pick up the voices from the touchline. They want Gunleba to go for the shot rather than try to chip it over and find the run coming in from the other side of the post. Suhail Nair brings in a lot of experience alongside him. A man who wears multiple hats, master's degree in sociology, degree in physical education. Has been associated with Bengaluru FC in the past. Has headed the youth academy. Sets pretty high standards when it comes down to his brand of playing football. Here's NorthEast United trying to build out from the back. In high press, they've managed to nick it away and feeds it towards the right. Got something on it and puts it behind for a corner. And they'll have to make sure they call in early Arman Tamang into action. Nothing much has been asked of Zidane Singh, Roshan Chetri. Floats it in, takes a touch and sent back. Here's Gunleba. Can he try and break out on the counter? Toy Singh making that run. Dealt with absolute ease by Jeremy. Looks like the ball was out of the play, I believe, because it was awarded a throw-in. Trying to pin him in that corner. NorthEast United come off the ball. And it takes a touch and goes out again. So 17 minutes into the first half. Deadlock yet to be broken. Both teams desperate for a win. A victory for either of these two sides will take them to 6 points in the table, provided they better their goal difference. Position will be decided. And at the moment, Diamond Harbour on the third spot behind Kickstart Football Club. Jamshedpur FC are running away with it. 3-3 for them. Got a couple of games left. They're trying to check back on the left. Roshan finds Ashraf in the middle of the park, gets dispossessed. Here's Diamond Harbour, threads it towards the left. As he stayed onside, Benjamin, one-on-one with Roshan, gets away from Roshan. Here's Benjamin trying to go all by himself, squeeze it up! From the narrowest of angles, couldn't quite sneak it in through. Brilliant drive. It was Freddy who got the last touch, with the ball fortuitously falling right in front of him. In scans, gets himself into a very decent space. Freddy tries to pierce that back line. Toy, Roshan takes a headed one towards Toy Singh. makes that move towards the farther right. Jeremy couldn't quite disturb that progression. Here's Freddie back again on the ball. He scans for a better option and pushes it towards Toy. Gets a reverse ball. Here's Becky. Has got options. Decides to go himself. He should have hit the target from there on. Looks like that has taken a deflection on his way through. And that's going to be a corner. A delightful ball to find Becky Oram. And that was sweetly struck. A corner for Northeast United. And they have been successful in exerting that pressure for most parts of those early 20 minutes in the first half. Now can they find one good ball inside those dangerous spaces? Here's Danny. Becky was the eventual target. And trying to flick on there, Mohammad Ashraf. They've got it farther away. Giving it a chase. And Arman Tamang was the first to get to the end of it. He's gone down on the ground and doesn't seem to be comfortable holding on to his back. The ref has signaled towards the medical staff. And quite a bit of stat for this man. Number 35 was down on the ground, Arman Tamang. Between him and the other two who have started, Divyaj Thakkar, they have managed 9 clean sheets from the 18 games they've played in this campaign. And 8 of those coming in the last 2 phases. It's a 50% record. It's something he would be dying to do in this game as well. The last game was a nightmare, letting 5 pass into his net. Conceded 6 in the national group stage. Here's Mukul Panwar playing a high line. Ashraf receives it. Toy has got an overlapping run coming in from Roshan Chetri. Was given as a foul. And that's going to be a free kick for Diamond Harbour. I haven't seen enough coming in from Diamond Harbour Football Club. They'll have to try and string in a few passes together. Again, trying to go for the long ball. Not quite sure if that's the game plan they have. Try and go for those long ones and find the target men further forward. The likes of Benjamin, Akash, William. They've got absolute pace going forward. They'll have to try and show the physical side of the game. Try and beat that back line. Here's Danny linking up with Toy. Pulls it back towards Danny, who squares it up just outside the box. Takes a shot. And goes wide and above the target. It was a beautifully worked effort. You'll have to try and make the goalkeeper work for those. Arith Hazra hasn't had to make any saves so far. Just been 3 clean sheets for Diamond Harbour right throughout this campaign. One of the areas of the game they would want to try and improve. Finished third in the regional qualifiers, finished third in the zonal group stage, behind the two footballing giants from Kolkata, the Red and Gold Brigade and Mohan Bagan Super Giants. Here's Toy Singh. A tidal wave of white arrive in the final third, squares it up again. A very timely deflection sends it behind for another corner. It's Rajanbir Singh this time. And gets a return ball from Mohammad Ashraf and is trying to square it up towards the far post. Who's it going to be, the man in the white shirt to take this one? Becky Oram scanning for the best possible option. An outswinger, a header, and a routine save in the end for Arith Hazra. Switch towards the left. Diamond Harbour get the ball and ends up giving the possession away. And that is something you don't want to see from Diamond Harbour. There's been a complete dominant performance, especially in the way they have moved the ball in the final third, NorthEast. And from their perspective, they would want to score a goal when they are on top. Becky finds himself into some space, not being allowed to find a forward pass. Pushes back towards Mukul Panwar. He's playing as an advanced centre back in this 11, at least at the moment. Mukul Panwar pushes it towards Roshan. Becky lobs that one into the penalty area. Sent back. Here's Zidane marching forward. Gets it back. There's no press coming in from the boys in blue. They are inviting pressure. Get the ball eventually. And again, there you see on the flip side, NorthEast United. Press from all corners. Off the ball movement has been absolutely brilliant in terms of trying to win the ball back. And there's one recent example, putting the centre back under pressure, outnumbering, and they get the ball eventually. Here comes Mohammad Ashraf, lays it up for Becky, plays it forward for Danny, and a knock. From Joel. Yes, Toy Singh. Again, 2v1 just inside the penalty area. Knocked out. They've got Subhadeep Ghosh, Rajanbir Singh, Jeremy and Ashwin Kumar in the back line. Diamond Harbour. And there's Amosa, Joel Turu and Bunundo Singh playing in the centre of the park. And at the moment, there's no link up between the back four and the three in the centre. And thus we haven't seen Benjamin, Akash and William as consistently on the ball as they would want. A drinks break. A time for reflection for both the sides. It's been a lackadaisical start to the first half. NorthEast United have looked promising. Have enjoyed more of the possession, but the chances have been relatively less or low from their standards. Haven't seen enough of Diamond Harbour stayed back in their own half, trying to perform their defensive duties. It's a much changed starting 11. Back from the drinks break. Looks like Roshan Shetty is going to get on with the game from a throw-in that was conceded just before we entered into the water break. The first game of the morning. We've got a couple more to follow. One at 4 p.m. between FC Goa and Jamshedpur. And then the next one at 7 p.m. will be East Bengal up against Kickstart. Two massive games for Group A. One of these two teams can go on and secure that victory. It's going to make it a very spicy contest. Games keep following thick and fast. Tomorrow it's going to be Mohun Bagan Supergiant up against Dempo. Will be followed by Mumbai City FC up against Classic Football Academy. Hasn't been the happiest of phases for Mumbai City FC. Losing 3 games on the bounce. Well and truly out of contention. Then at 7 p.m. Muthu Refe up against Srinidhi Deccan. Muthu Refe on the second spot in Group B. They will be taking on Srinidhi Deccan at number 5. Mohun Bagan and Muthu Refe at the moment 1 and 2 from Group B. Here's Mukul. A lot of space ahead. Tries to thread one through. Here's Diamond Harbour, come out of the ball. Chips it forward. Has he stayed on side is a question. Can he try and go all the way here, Benjamin? Inside the penalty area, squares it, takes a strike and goes just wide of the target. That was brilliantly worked. He's flustered there. And rightly so, you'll have to try and hit the target from there on. That is ever so close. One good ball, one decent opportunity. And they were there for the taking. In hindsight, just be feeling, has he taken one touch too many inside the penalty area? But all that is in the past now. We'll have to try and focus on the next ball. Still got a lot of time left in the game. And that's the kind of quality Benjamin, Akash and William bring to the table. Scored 10 already. 6 in the regional qualifiers, 3 in the zonal group stage, and has scored 1 in this phase of the competition as well. Desperately looking to add a few more to his tally. But meanwhile, here's Northeast United FC. Gunleba, swish flanks. Has operated more from the left channel in the last few games, Gunleba. And this time, looks like he's swapped it with Hoi Singh. Lobbed in the air. Here's Ashraf. Takes a touch. Looks up. There is a off-the-ball movement towards the left side of the pitch. Mimosa. There's Rajanbir. Goes out. Toysing with the turn. Again, well marshalled out by Mukul Panwar. Here's Diamond Harbour. Not quite sure if he had an opportunity to scan the right options. Here's Gunleba, one-on-one with Jeremy. Has been held in his tracks there. Gunleba pushes it sideways and finds Freddy. Gets dispossessed. Here's Diamond Harbour. Can they try and break out? Lobs it over. Has he stayed on side? He has. Try and go all the way. Takes a decent first touch. Squares it up. I'm not quite sure if that was the right option in the end. He could have gone all by himself and taken a shot towards the target. Was trying to set up there. In the end, it's all about decision making. Here's Diamond Harbour. A very timely touch before he could find and release Benjamin. He's in a better position to advance forward there, Benjamin. And that's all over. Here's NorthEast United now with another of their attacks. This time towards the left through Toy Singh. It's going to be a goal kick, much to the surprise of the number 19. Was kept busy from both the flanks. Toy Singh. Here's Diamond Harbour. Growing into this game, the boys in blue, especially from those passing options they've had in the last few minutes. Here's NorthEast now. Beck Yoram gets dispossessed. Flicks it on his way through as Benjamin was marching forward from the left. Couldn't quite get past that back line there, William. Still got 8 minutes left in the normal time, plus the stoppages. Can they try and get one decent delivery into the penalty area? For those of you who are tuning in, this is match number 19 of match day 7. Game being played between Diamond Harbour Football Club and NorthEast United FC. Loops inside. Just let it go through. One-on-one in that corner. Here's Benjamin. Gets past Roshan, but not past Gunleba. Pushed forward towards Danny, who takes it on the turn. And trying to march forward. And brilliant defensive work. And that is the sort of effort you would want to see when you are playing a crunch game. Giving absolutely everything. Here's Diamond Harbour now. Has got options towards left, right and centre. Takes a touch and goes down on the ground. Might be he was coming or starting from an offside position there. It was a delightful ball. Had he stayed onside, Akash. last 10 minutes. Their confidence have grown, especially attacking wise. Diamond Harbour. It's William, Benjamin, Akash. They're trying to pick out their players and making those runs behind. Here's Roshan. Belted forward towards a running Gunleba, one-on-one with Jeremy. Gets past Jeremy, but not quite. Goes behind. Beautiful link up, threads it through, takes a decent first touch, unleashes and goes wide of the target. Toe pokes it in the end. Was there a bit of distraction on its way through? Well, there you have it. That was a threaded ball. Couldn't quite wrap his laces behind that one. Here's Gunleba on his bike straight away. Gets it inside range and unleashes. That has kissed the crossbar. That was a magnificent effort from just outside the box. He could have gone all the way through. He was beaten all ends up there. It would have been a marvelous strike into the net. Diamond Harbour somehow survive. Be one relieved man there, Harith Hazra. And that is the quality he possessed, Gunleba. Whether it's the left flank or the right, can take on the fullback and make those driving runs forward. And that's exactly what he did. Got himself into a very good shooting position and let it rip through. Keeps it short. Danny pushes it into the box. Was trying to anticipate the run coming in from Becky. And that's what you could figure out from the gestures made by Freddie. He's got the armband for this fixture. Still got 3 minutes and a thick bit left in the first half. Gets nicked away. Here's Becky. Pushes it back. Danny, who stayed towards the left flank for most parts of the first half, as opposed to central in the last few games. Ashraf finding Freddie. Back with Ashraf, who looks up, marches forward, pushes it down the line and gets dispossessed. There's Jeremy. There's Benjamin, who's dropping in deep, but eventually the ball rolls out for a throw-in. 3 more minutes. Jeremy finds Amosa. Rajanbir. Heavy first touch. Holds it back. Has got an option coming inside. But still Diamond Harbour. Not anymore. It's going to be a goal kick. Here's NorthEast. Still marching. Was cut down the passing lanes on that occasion from the left channel. He's riding on the shoulder of the centre back. Was stayed put. Ashraf linking up with Gunleba. Rolls through. Finds Ashraf. It's knocked from the back from Rajanbir. All will be involved at some stage in the game. They need men who can make that difference in the second half. There's been an even Stevens competition so far. Right, a free kick. Roshan Chetri and Beki Oram. Roshan leaves it for Beki, who tries to set up a header and over the crossbar. He was charging in to try and get to the end of it. It wasn't a floater, it was belted down that clutter of white and blue shirts. Gives the ball some wings this time. Again, the idea has to try and find somebody in a blue shirt there. Not quite. There's been a pretty resilient defense as well. Mukul heads it down. There's Freddy. But takes a touch. Takes it on the chest. Here's Gunleba. One-on-one with Jeremy. Goes past him. Back with Roshan. Has got Gunleba towards his right. Gets a reverse ball towards Gunleba. Has kept it in. Again, those two. Gunleba up against Jeremy. Roshan comes in. Lofts it inside. And very timely interference once again. He's done well to win it. Here's Gunleba. Done it with absolute ease. Still keep the ball, Northeast United. This is Freddy. Here's Zidane. Has got three options waiting inside. Doesn't have space to push it forward. Mukul Panwar loads one and unloads. Straight into a blue shirt. Still Northeast. Takes a touch. Toy Singh opens up. Spreads it towards Gunleba. Tries to chip one just outside the 6-yard box. And that goes behind for a corner. So 3 minutes have been added on as stoppages. Already has been 90-second of some entertainment with that build-up. They've looked pretty good. Trying to bring the ball into the final third, Northeast. That clinical finish has been lacking for the first half. Keeps it short, trying to work out. Benjamin couldn't quite get anything. Here's Freddy. Takes the shot! Goes just wide of the target. That was brilliantly struck. A long ranger from way out. Side netting. So that's the end of the first set of 45 here at the Reliance Corporate Park. Diamond Harbour FC have grown in confidence. There have been chances on both sides of the pitch. Gunleba hitting the woodwork. Have come close, but not close enough. Diamond Harbour and Northeast United FC. So at the half-time mark, the game hangs in balance. Diamond Harbour FC 0, Northeast United 0. And this is how it panned out. Match day 7, game number 19. Two teams on the back of pretty heavy defeat in the last fixtures. In terms of the overall performance as well. It's all about putting all those disappointments aside and showing up this morning. Northeast United were up and running. Enjoyed a lot of the ball especially in the first couple of quarters. Here's Big Yoram. His shot was deflected wide. Thoi Singh was being slotted in. Made some decent runs. And this was Benjamin. That couldn't have been any closer. Amosa finding a lovely through ball. Naka Shembram was flagged offside on that occasion. Amosa again trying to link up. Got to the end of it. It was another beautiful delivery. Not managing to hit the target. And this was the best effort. Gunleba from just outside the box and right towards the dying embers of the first half. So this is the halftime stats. In terms of ball possession, nothing much to choose between the two sides. NorthEast, Diamond Harbour pretty much covered it in the last quarter of the first half. 7 chances created by Diamond Harbour, 2 landing on the target. 10 chances for NorthEast United with 7 landing on target. And almost even Stevens as far as the other stats are concerned. So it's going to be an enthralling second set of 45 coming our way. Do stay with us. Welcome back to all the viewers who are tuning in, who stayed with us. Back live for the start of the second half. Game being played between Diamond Harbour Football Club and NorthEast United FC. The game hangs in balance at this point in time. An effort from Benjamin was struck just wide of the target, and on the opposite side, Kunleba with a ferocious attempt from outside the box, hitting the woodwork. And all to play for both the sides in match number 19. This is the national group stage at the RFDL. Coming to you live from the Reliance Corporate Park here in Navi Mumbai. And off we go once again. I believe there are changes that were made to the halftime starting 11.
Benjamin!
And offside straight away. Joel Tudu has gone out and Rabi Murmu has taken his place. Has been preferred to start out from the bench. Rabi Murmu has made some delightful crosses, chances himself towards wide on the right. And his team is in desperate need to try and put a performance and a half. He blocks the run from Akash Hemram on that occasion. There's a change for NorthEast United as well. Freddy has gone out and he's been replaced by Shijil. Chips it, a header, and just over the crossbar. Come close again, Diamond Harbour. Good setup. It's almost unchallenged there. Picky. There you have the confirmation of the subs with the start of the second half. There's Hang Singh, pinks one over. They've grown in confidence in the last 15 minutes of the first half. Diamond Harbour have come close to scoring, and that is the sort of momentum you would want to keep right throughout the second half as well. On the flip side, NorthEast United would want to make sure they start off the second half just the way they did the first. They're still hustling for it, doubling up on the numbers, and that induces a foul. Currently positioned at the third spot in the table, Diamond Harbour, and NorthEast United FC down to the fifth position. and separated by a goal difference. They scored equal number of goals. It's just that NorthEast United conceded one more. Here's Diamond Harbour inside the penalty area. Takes it on the left. Still Diamond Harbour. Pushes it back. Fizzles out to nothing. A gentle pass towards Danny. Trying to take on Zidane Singh. Zidane does brilliantly. Still NorthEast. And stamps on it. Gives it away. Here's NorthEast. Becky. And finds the man on the left. Gunleba gets dispossessed. Here's Akash. Takes a touch, but there's Shubhadeep. And trying to dink over the back line. Here's Benjamin. One-on-one with Zidane. Shubhadeep up against Benjamin. Was there a shirt pulled down there? It's been given as a free kick. Of course, some defensive work to do now. Unwanted pressure has been invited. Task for Arman Tamang to deal with. Who's going to be behind the ball for the boys in blue? Squares up, pushes it back. Here's Benjamin. One-on-one with Becky. Still Diamond Harbour. Pushed wide. Slotted in and straight at the goalkeeper this time. You'll have to try and take those chances. It's been hard to come by, especially in the first half. It's presented, try and grab it with both hands. It's a very measured approach by both the sides. And trying to hold on to the ball. They took time to get a foothold in the game, Diamond Harbour. Enjoyed more of the ball, especially towards the back end of the first half. And that is the sort of momentum or the confidence you would want to carry for the rest of the game. Playing those short passes. They've got someone shadowing it behind every blue shirt. There's NorthEast United. Some space in front. Go sideways. There's Becky open. Here's Becky. Pushes it down the line. Here's Gunleba. Squares towards the backside. The flag was up. That was beautifully worked. It was a training ground stuff from NorthEast United FC. Becky Oram, the main architect of it. One piercing delivery to find Gunleba, who squared it up perfectly for Danny Methi, who struck it into the net, but it doesn't count. He was under pressure momentarily. NorthEast has won it back. This could be dangerous. Here's NorthEast United. Goes over. Well, he'll have to try and get the communication going. Harith Hazra, the man, just trying to calm things down. Have to try and minimize those mistakes in the back line. got Ashwin, Jeremy, Rajanbir and Shubhadeep Ghosh in the back four. Harith Hazra deciding to go long. Here's Gunleba. Contrary towards the final quarter in the first half, has gone back to his natural place of playing out from the left. Akash marching forward. I guess a bit of a distraction. Here's NorthEast now on the other side of the pitch. Underlapping run being made by Mohammad Ashraf, who gets to the end of it, drives forward, looks up. Here's Ashraf, squares it up, and draws in a clearance. Bekioram pushes it into the penalty area. Here's Gunleba. Has to go wide, has to go back. Floated inside the box, a header, and goes wide of the target once again. It's much better from NorthEast. This team has got the potential to turn defense into attack in the blink of an eye. A perfect example for some free-flowing football from the boys in white. Knocks it down. Nicked away by Diamond Harbour once again. And decides to go all the way back to the goalkeeper. Has done well to keep the ball in. Gunleba is Zidane Singh. Build up from the back once again. Zidane pings forward and spreads the back line. Here comes NorthEast. Squares up inside, and unfortuitously for Diamond Harbour, there wasn't the presence of a white shirt there. Still with NorthEast United. They've got the services of Shijil in the middle of the park. Pings forward. Here's Gunleba. He goes down in the ground. Is waved off by the ref. Almost sat down in slow motion there. Bad bounce. Still controlling Benjamin. They've got the numerical advantage towards the right side. NorthEast now. Shijil. And drops deep to connect the back four with the front. Again, not the kind of quality. Goes over the top, escaping everyone for a throw-in. It's been a good sparring match with both the sides throwing a lot of punches at each other. And it's about who goes down first. Works it out towards Gunleba. He's again had space in front of him, but was starting off offside. Been guilty a couple of times, Gunleba. And scored a goal in the only winner in the national group stage, Gunleba, against FC Goa, their second game. Pretty swift with the restart there. Here's NorthEast United just outside the box with Danny Methi, who gets dispossessed, wins it back. Still NorthEast, who floats it in. Gunleba gets to the end of it, one-on-one towards the left. Gunleba goes past. They come out with the ball. Shubhadeep Ghosh playing in the right back position has been given that task to try and keep Gunleba at bay. Shobhadeep, Rajanbir, Jeremy, and Ashwin Kumar. Still haven't seen enough involvement coming in from Rabi Murmu, who came in at the start of the second half. And haven't seen enough coming in from Akash and William as well, especially in the last 14 minutes. Gunleba has been taken off. And that's a surprise change, if I've got that right. We'll get that confirmation in a bit. So it's a throw in. So here's the confirmation of that change. Aditya Kaloli has come in place of Gunleba. He's having a very good game. He's made those driving runs from the left as well as from the right in the last 15 minutes in the first half. Has managed to get one shot on the target, which struck the crossbar and back. Aditya has been trusted for the last 30 minutes remaining in this fixture. Here's Diamond Harbour. One-on-one with Mukul Panwar. In that corner is Benjamin. There's William before that. And forced to go all the way back when in possession. They've got the back two. The full-backs have pushed forward. Takes a touch. Here's William. Not allowing the ball to pass through. There was a run being made from behind the back line there.
Very good, very good.
62 minutes have been ticked off from the clock. The score line still reads 0-0. Haven't been enough draws in this phase of the competition. Memory serves me right, it's just been a game or two. Other than that, it's been goals left, right, and centre. Some top talent in this age division has been unleashed. It started back in the month of November. 54 teams across 9 regions in the country. Reduced to 24 in the zonal group stage and now to 12. Only 4 will make their way through to the national championship round, into the knockouts, and eventually into the final. Squares up a chance! That was kept on target. Harith Hazra was called into action. Brilliantly worked again. Was a cut back. Was a dash being made. Looks like it was Becky Oram. Unleashes himself on the target. Did well to get down just in the nick of time there, the goalkeeper. Here's Mukul Panwar. Was under pressure there. Roshan Chetri. Started to press Diamond Harbour. Here comes Northeast United now. Danny draws in and A tackle. Still alive for Northeast United. Towards the back post. Here's the crossbar for the second time in the game. Unlucky. That was chipped over. He was unchallenged, unmarked. And a flying header from Toy Singh, who's had a very good first half. Was rightly positioned to milk the moment. Unfortunately, from his perspective, the ball hitting the crossbar. A second effort that hit the wood for Northeast United FC. As Danny was down, they need him for all the 90 minutes. He's the kind of player who fancies himself from outside the box as well. Make those late dashes inside the penalty area to try and get to the end of those crosses coming in from left and right. Hasn't been the best of games, especially considering the kind of performance he did put in the last game against Jamshedpur. Scored a brace, nicked away by Akash Hemram as he marches forward, trying to take on the defense, gets away from Zidane, gets away from Panwar. Doesn't get behind that one. Ashwin. Long ball. Toy. Shijil. Takes the touch. Back with Shijil, who spreads it towards his right. Here's Becky Oram. Finds a man position far right. Back with Becky. Pushed back. Here's Ashraf. Opens his body towards the far left. Finds Toy. Toy. Checks. Pushes for Shijil. Floats one. And draws in a clearance, but only as far as Danny. Here's Hang Singh. They've managed to get off the ball here. Here's Diamond Harbour, Akash Hemram. And fortuitously, the ball finds a blue shirt. Here's William. Spreads it towards his left. He's done well to keep the ball in there. And the whistle goes up. Looks like there is another change. A couple of changes for Northeast United FC. Zahan has come on. We'll try and get the confirmation of who has been substituted out. It can be a dangerous prospect inside the box. Zahan can drop in deep to try and link up. Gets dispossessed. Here's Northeast United. Simple ball push forward. Has done well to stay onside. Zahan goes round the keeper. Has got an option waiting towards the far post. Chips one in. And again, the ball evades everyone. Danger hasn't died down yet. Pushed behind by Ashwin. It was Mohammad Ashraf who made that late run inside the box from the far side. It's going to be a corner. Toy Singh is on his mark. Becky inside the box. And still a chance towards the back post. Has to go up. Here's Becky Oram. We've got to manage the clearance away. Toy checks his shot. Still Toy. Pulls back towards Hang Sing. Hang Sing. And still Northeast. And targets a wide shot there inside the penalty area. Here's William now. Lays it down the line. It's into those vacant spaces towards the far left. A couple of touches, one-on-one, just outside the penalty area. Has got an option waiting inside the center. Was more sort of wanting the ball in front of him. Rather, he got right behind. That gave him an extra bit of time and space for the white shirts to get it away outside the danger. Been a couple of changes for Northeast. Robin Chetri has come in, and so is Mohammad Zahan in place of Danny Methi and Roshan Chetri. Made 4 changes so far in the second half. Northeast United, Diamond Harbour, only 1. They're trying to play those quick short passes. Into the last 18 minutes. It's been an evenly matched contest, except those brilliant strikes which hit the crossbar. Here's Toy. One-on-one. Checks back towards his right. Numerical advantage just outside the penalty area. Here's Hang Sing. Sends one in! And that has stayed out somehow. It was Mohammad Zahan who got to the end of it and couldn't quite direct it towards the target. Another well-floated delivery inside the box from the boys in white. They've done everything right so far, except adding a goal to the score line. He's been pinned down the far left. Akash is waiting inside, and the cross never came in. And Shijil again trying to be that link. Ashraf has managed to keep the ball. And that's going to be a cooling break, as you heard from the touchline. Chance for them to regather their thoughts. It's been a good game played with high intensity. Unfortunately, from Northeast United's perspective, they are not ahead in this fixture. What options do they have waiting out on the bench, Diamond Harbour? They've made the change. Have got Rabi Murmu in. From the attacking perspective, definitely has got Shubham Hemram. There's Kibjan out there. There's Crespo, who's made a telling difference, especially the way they've played. Can take that role towards the right flank. Can cut in. They'll have to try and make a decision at the earliest. And time is running out for both these sides. It's a desperate win situation. Placed number 3 in the standings is Diamond Harbour. And as you call it, you can see Crespo and Shubham Hemram taking their place in the middle of the park. Here's Northeast. And dinks it towards the back post. Thoi Singh, he couldn't have got to the end of it. Had to be 8 feet tall. So Crespo is in. He replaces Akash Hemram. Hemram. Shubham Hemram in place of William. And here's Northeast. Into the last 13 minutes of the game. Still trying to be a bit patient. Here's Diamond Harbour. They've robbed the ball. And they've got themselves a free kick here. First caution of the game. Desperate effort to try and keep him in the tracks. Takes it, turns, and was clearly playing the man there. Zudan Singh goes into the ref's books for that challenge. Right, Rajanbir. Can he try and set it up from here on? Here goes Rajanbir. Launches! And forces a save out of Arman Tamang. Ferociously struck. It was arcing. That was a brilliant strike. It was curling back down. And just in the nick of time, timed his jump to perfection there, Arman Tamang. The game still in parity, still in check. Here's Thoi. Still Thoi, doubling up on the numbers. Goes behind Shubham there. On to his defensive duties straight away. Is the confirmation of the yellow card. Zidane getting into the rest books. Another long ball. Managed to get another free kick. Was leaping on the man there. Shijil. I'll have to try and keep those forceful errors to the minimal. Don't want to be conceding towards the last 10 minutes. There's Diamond Harbour again trying to target Shubham Himram. Go is a shot from the touchline. Shijil. Brilliant defensive work there in the back line. He sent it behind for a corner. There was a run being made from behind the defensive line there. 9 minutes to go. Can they try and provide one quality ball? The man has stayed down in the penalty area as NorthEast United prepare to take this corner. They'll push bodies forward. Just been that sort of a game. There have been chances on both sides of the pitch. Much more clearly for NorthEast United. Hit the woodwork a couple of times. Benjamin has come close in the first half, but other than that, nothing tangible has come up so far from them. They've sat back, tried to absorb pressure. It's Becky Oram. And targets the near post. Here's Diamond Harbour. Can they try and bring it out on the counter? Brilliantly done. NorthEast United with utmost ease get hold of the ball once again. Becky goes full 360. Still Becky. Couldn't quite get it towards Mohammad Ashraf. Fortuitously, the ball finds a white shirt. Hang Singh gets it blocked. And Crespo against Hang Singh. The ball finds Zidane. Here's Shijil. Has to track back. Mohammad Ashraf with movement up the pitch. Here's Hang Singh. Back with Ashraf. Ashraf squares it up. Shijil takes a turn. And clear the ball is the shout. Here's Diamond Harbour, who come out with the ball. Underlapping run. He wants it right in front of him. He gets in there, but not quite. Marshalled out well in the end. Here's NorthEast United. Again trying to march forward. Gets nicked off the ball. Been a bit sloppy from both the sides in terms of the way they have conceded the possession. Here's NorthEast. Launched in the air. Here's Toy, who takes a decent first touch. Here's Toy. And Harith Hazra pouches that one safely in the end. Was belted down. Shubhadeep up against Toy Singh. In the end, Harith Hazra He can do that from morning until sunset. Routine save for him. Into the final 6 minutes of the normal time plus the stoppages to follow. Number 3 versus number 5 in the points table in Group A. We've got Jamshedpur FC, Kickstart FC, Diamond Harbour in third, East Bengal fourth, and Northeast United fifth. FC Goa lingering at the bottom of the table. 3 points, 2 defeats, 1 win. A victory is what all these sides need in the last couple of games. And Diamond Harbour play Jamshedpur in their last fixture. And Northeast have a game against East Bengal. That's not going to be easy by any stretch of imagination. Jamshedpur, going all guns blazing in the first 3 games, have managed to secure 3 wins, taking them to 9 points. They want to make sure they qualify at the earliest into the national championship stage. Is Hang Singh. Gets it back. Shubham giving it a chase. Forces Hang Singh to go sideways. Mukul trying to pick out a pass. Finds a man stationed towards the far right. Driving forward. Lays it up perfectly for Becky Oram, who takes a touch, turns. And there was a clearance drawn just before he could try and get on the ball for the second time. Here's Becky again, who lofts it inside. Couldn't quite get the clearance right, but the ball finds a blue shirt. Here's Diamond Harbour trying to bring it forward. There's Becky Oram everywhere on the pitch. The shout was for Shubham to try and press. Zidane has got the ball firmly in control. There's Shijil. We're sitting back deep now. Diamond Harbour. Hang Singh checks it under pressure. Couldn't quite keep it in. Is Diamond Harbour, who takes it from outside the box but straight at Arman Tamang. Lacking pace on that occasion, as it softly finds the gloves of the goalkeeper. Has had a very good campaign. And Zidane again trying to push it forward. Be that link his side desperately need at the moment. Is Hang Singh, who's floated in. Is Hang Singh pushing it towards Thoi. Takes it brilliantly. Try to get it away from Shubhadeep. Ashwin with the number game in the end. Gets the ball and lofts it forward. Couple of changes now. Benjamin has been taken out. Haukip, the man who's made his way in the center. Amosa has gone out. Looks like it's Kaushik Das who's come on. And so has Haukip. Out goes Benjamin. And Amosa. into the last minute of the stoppages. We've got an extra defender in, but by no means they would want to be defending out in the last few minutes. It's definitely not a defensive change. Might just slot in the back line. They've strengthened the midfield area for the stoppages. Here's Diamond Harbour. Gets nicked away. Swift footwork. Push forward. Here's Diamond Harbour. 90 minutes have been ticked off. I believe it's going to be 4 minutes off the stoppages. There's Ashwin. Back with Diamond Harbour. And again, that quality into the final third lacking. Here's another push from Diamond Harbour. Not on the same page this time as well. Given away. Can they try and make something tangible in these last 3 minutes plus the seconds left? Can see the run from Sumit Hemram. Has got there eventually. But wide off everybody. Eased off the ball there. Still hustling, still fighting for it. Here's Diamond Harbour. And slides it towards the side. And threaded pass forward. Eased off the ball once again. Here comes NorthEast, again gets dispossessed. Pushed forward. A little dink to the back. Sends it. Gets dispossessed. Here's Ashraf. Right in the middle of the park. NorthEast United. Trying to thread a needle here. Becky Oram. Becky. Again delivers with not enough accuracy. Again lays it across towards the left side. Here's Diamond Harbour. Rolls it through. Slots it ahead. And a deft flick just in the nick of time. Again a gentle grab towards Zidane. Tries to get across the field. Seconds to go in the stoppage time. And Diamond Harbour driving forward. Again held in their tracks. A gentle touch by Kaushik Das. Lofted in. Still fighting for it. Hang Singh gets himself a free kick. Is he going to try and roll it forward or belt it down? And there comes the full-time whistle. It ends in a draw here at the Reliance Corporate Park. There have been chances on both sides of the pitch. NorthEast United FC coming close in both the halves, hitting woodwork a couple of times. First it was Gulleba and then it was Toy Singh with a header. Just kissed the crossbar and went out. And on the other side, Benjamin came close in the first half, put it just wide of the target. In the end, it was just that kind of a day for both the sides. NorthEast United FC creating a lot of chances, keeping it on target, but not managing to get that all-important goal and the 3 points. The game finally ending in parity, ending in a draw. So that's the full-time scoreline here at the Reliance Corporate Park for match number 19 on match day 7. Diamond Harbour Football Club 0, NorthEast United FC 0. And this is how the second half panned out. Both teams desperate to get back to the winning ways. Managed just one victory in the 3 games they've played in this phase of the competition. NorthEast looked the brightest of the two sides right throughout, but Diamond Harbour FC grew in confidence after they got the first shot on the target. Some decent strikes, some decent saves being made. And Toy Singh, who got a start in this fixture, came close a couple of times. That was another clean strike, but nothing to trouble the goalkeeper from there on. So that's the full-time scoreline confirmation. Group A fixture. 47% of the ball to Diamond Harbour, 53% to NorthEast United, 11 chances with 6 on target for Diamond Harbour, 16 chances with 10 on the target for the boys in white, 13 tackles to 16 for both the sides, 1 corner to Diamond Harbour, 4 to NorthEast United. Just goes to show the kind of dominance they had in the opposition half. So 0-0 is what the scoreline reads after the end of the 90 minutes. So that's been my time here in the commentary box. This is Junaid Ahmed signing off this morning. Have a good one.